This is a response to a response to a response to a response. I'll put the links below to the two videos that I'm responding to. That was a response from my response to the original video about there is no free will. And I made notes. You were saying that the disability that I'm on, which by the way is a welfare, was I had no choice in the matter. I always have a choice. Um, I have a choice to live in an apartment or live on a street. There are two options that I have, given the challenges that I'm faced with today. Those are two options. I've always had those two options, and I chose apartment over street. Um, Now, the option to be on welfare, surprisingly enough, my government had wanted me to be on a welfare system from the time I left the abusive marriage. They didn't actually say it in specific words because we can't actually say the truth out loud or put it in writing, but basically, I was told, if I put the pieces of the puzzle together, that I should have gone on welfare as soon as I left that abusive marriage, and then I would have been entitled to my legal rights. I chose to be a working, productive member of society and chose to work where I lost all my rights, and that escalated the abuse or the war. And yeah, at the end of the day, it's like, okay, you win, I'll go on the friggin' welfare system. Um, there always is somebody trying to push you into the reality that they're trying to create. And individually, we always have a choice to listen to, the dominant group of, the world they want to create. It is a challenge to try and exercise your free will when you go against the norm. Now, just like I would be collecting a welfare that I'm not proud of, um, I feel offended if anybody even mentions, the a recognition that that's how I collect my income, which I am working at getting off of it because I do have that free will to either sit on my ass or do something different. And you have the free will to build a bomb and kill other people or do something else. You have options. You always have options. You just don't want to see those options. You want to see that I have no choice in the matter. I don't have to be responsible. I don't have to be accountable because the world is directing me in the direction that I have to go. Now, you mentioned that history can't be changed. Scientifically, because you're a scientist, if 10 people were in the room and an event happened in that room, would all 10 people be telling the same stories? No, because they'd all be viewing and experiencing that event from the position in the room that they are on or in, and they analyze the event based on all their past experiences. So when you leave a room, 10 people leave a room, they all have 10 different experiences. They all experienced one event that's mutually, um, it affected everybody in the room. But how it affected everybody in the room is there's 10 different ways that it affected everybody in the room. So when you go out of that room and tell your story, there's 10 different histories that went on. The only one that we're going to pay attention to is, let's say, if 9 of them have similar stories and they write the book, then that will be the history. Yet there might be one guy that might have more information than everybody else, one guy that sees a completely different picture and he says, no, this is what really happened. But if the majority says, no, it didn't happen, then that's what gets written. So is our history actually what we think it is? Or is it what somebody wants us to think it is? So therefore, can history be changed? Yeah, it's rewriting the books. It's hearing somebody else's side of the story and not the dominant force that wants to tell you the story of your past. But the past is just as much as a mystery as the future. We want to be stuck in our stories, we want to be stuck in our truth, which makes history solid. But if you can just let go of, okay, I could be wrong, then all of a sudden our history is, just as different as our past. It's who do you want to talk to and who do you want to believe in is what creates history. It's the same thing with the future. Um, Rewriting science. And then you made a statement that science is ever changing, yet it can't be changed. That just doesn't make any sense. That um, how is something that is constantly changing can never be changed? Where I see science, biology, for one, they've done so much research. This is the science world. And the science world, it doesn't stop working as soon as it comes up with a scientific fact. No, there's always somebody that's going to try to disprove it. And there's been so much work in biology right now that it does need to be rewritten. Look at our healthcare systems. Why do you think they don't work? Because they're designed not to work. Nobody wants good healthcare. Because if we really wanted good healthcare, we'd see that there's a cause to every illness, like how we pump oil out of our earth can be toxic and poison people. BP oil, Gulf oil spill, you know, that is killing people the way we act and behave. And yet it's going to create a lot of health issues that could have been prevented if we knew better. And just like, people that are telling the history books, we're listening to the direction of a big corporation that wants to profit and doesn't give a shit about your life. And that's the same thing with war. You earn your living this way. If you earn your living this way and you want to be an honorable, respectful person, doesn't it kind of go against everything you believe in if I make a suggestion that you are the terrorist? You think that you are the good guy. And I'm not, I mean, no disrespect. Every soldier that, I'm sure they get involved in war thinking that they're doing something good. They're protecting their country, like you're saving people. I get that. But how you are going about saving people is by listening to that big corporation. That corporation wants you to believe a story they tell you, and that story is something you need to believe in because then that justifies your actions. But you have the free will to use all of that science, all of your education to do something that improves our planet or destroys our planet. You have that choice. You just don't have the reasoning yet. Um, you're searching, otherwise, you wouldn't be making these videotapes. But um, you are looking for a reason to stop doing what it is you're doing. Otherwise, you wouldn't be receptive to these types of videos and responses like this. You're trying to find a way to justify what it is you're doing. Now, you are saying that there is no conspiracy. Things that don't have a conspiracy are like open books. If there's no secret, it's a freaking open book. 9/11. Why is that such a closed book? How in the world do two planes bring down two towers? That is scientific. You're a scientist. That's scientifically impossible to bring 3 buildings down perfectly on top of each other as if they were perfectly set up to do so with other bombs. And there's more than enough proof that there were other bombs. It is scientifically impossible for something to free fall down on itself like it was made to blow up in on itself, implode. I mean, this is demolition. And then they took away the all of the evidence, which like all of the metal, the beams were sent off. What in the world created molten metal to burn for weeks? 2 jet planes? Like, none of that makes any sense whatsoever, which means there's lots of questions. And questions leads to somebody doesn't want to give an answer. And when somebody doesn't want to give an answer, they have an agenda. They're trying to do something without letting you know what the full picture is all about. So it's not, you can't, while you're behaving poorly, justifying war, you need a good excuse. You need to believe that 9/11, there's no conspiracy, there's just a couple of bad guys. I mean, what will it do to you if you knew that the guy that signs your paycheck, the guy that tells you Afghanistan wants you, all of these people want you, you are doing something good. If these guys change their story and say, well, yeah, we bombed our own buildings, we killed our own people, would you do what you're doing? No. I highly doubt that you will work for the people that are killing your own people. And face it, that's what they're doing. I mean, they're hiring your people to go and risk their lives to do the job that they want you to do. They're not, they don't sacrifice themselves, they sacrifice you. And they make you feel honorable in doing so. Now, Afghan, I don't think so much that they have asked for you. You want to see that they're asking for your help. But when the United States goes into a country and causes a lot of torture in that country and then claims to say, hey, we'll come and save you, yeah, it's so easy to make it look like you're the good guy, because there's 2 of you. There's good cop, bad cop. The bad cop of the United States causes all the bullshit, and then you come in like, I'm the hero, let me save you. Nobody's getting saved in Afghanistan. And there's definitely a market going on. I'll continue.